Hi, and welcome to Royal Holloway's video guide to student finance. In this video, we're going to look at how student finance works, the different ways of funding your studies, and other ways to make your money go further as a student. A quick note before we get started, this video mainly applies to English students studying courses in the UK. The procedures in other devolved nations in the UK, Crown dependencies, and for EU and international students are slightly different. So if this applies to you, please have a look at how student finance may differ in your region. It's best to think of your spending as a student in two areas, tuition fees and everyday costs. Let's have a look at the first section, tuition fees. Tuition fees are the cost of studying your course at your university. They're what the university charges for every student attending. Again, tuition fees can vary depending on where you're from and where you're studying. If you're an English student studying in the UK, though, the maximum that universities can currently charge you for your course is £9,250 per year currently. Students have different options for paying these tuition fees. Many students will take a tuition fee loan from the government. This means the government will lend you the money to study at university so you don't have to pay it up front. Let's have a look at some more details on the tuition fee loan. It covers the full cost of the tuition fee, which for most courses is £9,250 per year. It's paid directly to the university, so you don't need to worry about keeping that money separate or sending it to the university. It's all automatic and done for you. Finally, the tuition fee loan isn't based on your household income or how much money your family earns. Everyone gets the same amount. Not everyone will get a tuition fee loan. Some people will be eligible for scholarships or bursaries that cover all or part of the tuition fees charged by universities. More on these later on. Others will fund their own tuition fees, for example with savings or money from family. Apart from the tuition fee, what else will you be spending money on at university? Everything else falls into the second category, everyday spending. Things you might spend money on include accommodation, clothes, your social life, phone bill, books, printing and photocopying, food, and travel. Obviously, everyone is different and people spend different amounts in these categories, but these tend to be the most common categories of spending. So how do students fund their everyday spending? So once again, many people will take a loan from the government to fund their everyday spending as a student. The maintenance loan is slightly different to the tuition fee loan in that different people are eligible for different amounts depending on different factors. For example, where you're studying. Students studying in London, including at Royal Holloway, are entitled to a higher rate of maintenance loan. Your maintenance loan is also dependent on whether you will be living at home while studying at university. There is an assumption that your cost of living will be lower if you are. Your household income is also taken into account while calculating your eligibility to your maintenance loan. The government has an online calculator to work out what you're eligible for. Check the link in the description to see what you could receive. Once again, there are other ways to fund your everyday spending as a student. The government does provide additional grants for students with disabilities or who are parents, and we'll give you more information on that later on in the video. Again, scholarships and bursaries may include financial grants to cover your living costs, and some students will pay for some living costs with their own funding, such as a part-time job or savings. So how do you apply for student loans? The easiest way to apply is online at www.gov.uk/student finance. You can apply for a tuition fee loan, maintenance loan, both or neither. Apply as soon as possible. The process can take a while and you can change details like where you're studying later on. You don't actually need a confirmed place at university or college to apply. The application window usually opens in February for the following academic year. If you're applying for a loan that depends on household income, your parents or carers will need to provide information on their taxable income and national insurance number. The process goes like this. You set up an online account and fill in your personal details, including passport details. Your parent or guardian will then have a section to complete on their finances. You'll then receive a loan declaration in the post with the terms and conditions of the loans, which you'll need to sign and return. The funding you receive from the government is a loan and does need to be repaid. So how do repayments work? The first thing to know is that you don't start repaying your student loan until the next financial year, which is usually the April after you graduate. So there may be a few months immediately after you finish your degree where you're not making repayments. You will be repaying both the tuition fee loan and maintenance loan at the same time. The crucial thing to remember is that you must earn above the repayment threshold to make repayments on your student loans. This will be £27,295 per year from April 2021, but is subject to change every year. If your income falls below this threshold, even if you've started repaying your loan, your repayments will automatically stop. Any remaining balance is wiped 30 years after the April you were first due to repay. So if you still owe money after this time, this debt will be forgiven. Repayments are paid automatically through the UK tax system. If you're self-employed, HMRC will calculate your repayments as part of your self-assessment. It's important to note that interest is charged on the outstanding balance until it's paid off. The amount varies depending on whether you are still studying and how much you're earning. Interest is tied to the Retail Price Index, or RPI, which measures inflation. So, how do repayments work if you're earning an annual income of £28,800? This translates to a monthly pre-tax income of £2,400 per month. The annual repayment threshold of £27,295 divided by 12 gives us a monthly threshold of £2,275. This person's salary is £125 above that threshold, so they will be making a repayment on their loan balance. You repay 9% of any amount over that threshold. 9% of £125 is £11.25, so the total amount this person would be repaying on their loan in 2021 would be £11.25 a month. Remember, this threshold is subject to change and is likely to change by the time you graduate from university. I mentioned that there's extra support for some students. The childcare grant is there to help you with your childcare costs if you're a full-time higher education student with children under 15 or under 17 if they have special educational needs. There's also a parents' learning allowance for full-time students with children. The adult dependence grant is for full-time students who have an adult who depends on them financially. The Disabled Students Allowance, or DSA, covers some of the extra costs you may have as a student because of a mental health problem, long-term illness, or other disability. They're all grants, so they don't have to be paid back. Another source of funding is scholarships and bursaries. The difference between scholarships and bursaries are that scholarships are a set number of awards based on excellence in a particular area, such as sport, predicted grades, or music, while bursaries are targeted at students who meet particular criteria, such as household income or being from a particular region or country. You'll find university scholarships and bursaries on their website. Royal Holloway's bursaries and scholarships can be found at www.royalholloway.ac.uk/scholarships. Bursaries will usually be automatically awarded if you meet the criteria, whereas scholarships will have a set application process with deadlines. Have a look at your university website for more details. There are other ways to make your money go further as a student. Have a look at budgeting apps and methods to easily track and manage your spending. A spreadsheet or pen and paper works too. Lots of students will work part-time or have vacation jobs while studying. Student bank accounts are available. These can come with perks such as freebies or discounts. And speaking of discounts, there are loads of student discount schemes like Totem and Uni Days, which will give you money off at lots of different retailers. Thanks for listening. You can visit our website, royalholloway.ac.uk, to find out more about finance, fees, and funding. Have a look at the links in the description for more information on the content of this video.